Experts always recommend getting your steaks as close to room temperature as possible before cooking, and most of the time we follow that rule without even questioning. I'm sure you guys heard this before. Get your steak to room temperature before you cook it, or what? I mean, we follow all these rules blindly without even questioning just because we think it makes sense. But it makes sense? Why? That is a question that I've been asking myself lately a lot, and I decided to try it and share my experience with you. There are two schools out there. One that claims that cooking from frozen is the best way to cook a steak, and the conventional that claims that the steak has to be at room temperature to cook the best. Some people suggest that serving your frozen steak will be best in a very hot pan with oil. The problem with that is that when you freeze your steak in your freezer, it will create some ice crystals within the fibers of the meat, and that will kind of explode as soon as you put it in your hot pan, and it's kind of dangerous. Another proposed solution for the exploding steak issues is to blow your frozen steak with a torch before cooking it. But let's face it, we all don't have a torch ready just waiting for a dang frozen steak to come out from the freezer. The most ideal way to cook a frozen steak will be in your grill. Yes, your grill. As I expressed before, the grill is the ultimate machine to cook meat or anything you might like. The grill flexibility allows you to set it up in several different ways depending on what you are cooking, and once you get a hang of it, the sky is the limit. Setting up your grill for two different heat zones is the most used and optimal way of grilling. If you set your charcoals on one side of the grill, you are automatically creating two different heat zones. Also, remember that you can control the heat in your grill by regulating the amount of oxygen coming into it. For that, most of the grills have these vents, and by closing and opening them, you can control the heat very accurately. So now we are ready to take advantage of those two heat zones we just created. One of the things I've learned about cooking frozen steaks is that if you season them right from the beginning, it won't take any flavor at all. Most people that cook frozen steaks, they don't add any spices until the steak is completely done. But because I tested this a few times already, I've learned that you can successfully add your spices to the steak after it's been on the grill for about 10 minutes. Another test I did was to sear the steaks first and then set it up in indirect heat and season it. But I was not impressed with the results of that. Something else that I realized on is that if you sear your steak before, you will be able to get a really nice presentation with the colors and the grill marks without taking the risk of overcooking your meat. But once again, I think that reverse sear is the best way to go in this case. When you reverse sear your frozen steak, you are cooking it from the outside in, preserving the juices in the meat a bit better, and as a result, you will have a juicier and more tender steak. Remember, when cooking a steak from frozen, it will take way longer compared to a room temperature steak. So we will cook and taste them both separately, as I really want to make them as close as perfection as I can. Well, Miss Niña, we have some experiment here today. Some weird stuff going on.
Okay.
Something that 10% of the people say is good, and I really want to try it because I have an idea.
Let's try. Let's go.
You go for it?
Yeah, let's go.
You're a trooper. You don't know if it's like, I don't know, alligator or something.
I don't care. Let's just give it a shot. Who cares?
What about if it is
Iguana?
Iguana?
No, not iguana.
How do you call it? Frog legs?
Frog legs? How do you go frog legs?
All right, guys, let's cut this baby up. We have so much grass in there.
Is it me you're looking for?
Oh, yeah. All right, let's go for it, Miss Niña. Let's go. Miss Niña.
Get the other one.
Miss Niña.
Yes. Yes.
Miss Niña, this is good. This is good stuff, guys.
This is really good.
Wow. You like it?
Love it.
Okay, you're not going to get it inside. Leave it in here. Leave it in here because it's really good.
Okay.
All right. Nice Ninja, this is good. All right, Miss Ninja. Hold your thoughts on this one. Let's give it a try to the other one and then we compare, right?
Let's do it.
Let's go for it. And here we have the other steak. This is just a regular steak that we allow to get to room temperature before cooking it. And we will treat this steak exactly as we did with the other one. The only difference will be that we will be seasoning this steak in advance with salt and pepper and let it be for about 20 to 30 minutes so the salt can work on it. I've learned that letting the spices work on the meat for 20 to 30 minutes will result in a better searing, as the salts have time to work their magic on the outside of the steaks. When ready, we will use the same reverse sear method we use on the frozen steak and try to make this comparison as fair as possible. We will allow the steak internal temperature to heat up until it reaches 120 degrees, and right away we are going into the searing. Once again, we will allow this steak to rest untouched for 10 minutes before we cut into it.
Alright, Miss Ninja, we have number 2 here. Number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
No, it's not number 2.
Ah!
It's number B. It's number B, man. I'm sorry about that.
B.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. We have number B here. Let's give it a try and see what's up.
Let's go.
Alright, let me get just one here in the middle. Oh, look at the colors.
I know. This one looks, I love the depth of the colors.
That one's for you, Miss Ninja. You want it smaller?
Yes, please.
Let's give it a good try.
Let's go.
And just tell me how it is, and then we compare. All right?
Go.
Let's go.
I know which one is better already.
Beefy,
Super tender.
tender, and man, delicious, brother.
And sisters.
I got you there. Listen, this steak is way out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think number B is the winner here, guys.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry about the people that like the frozen one, but the thaw one is the winner for sure. We let this rest outside, let it get to room temperature, cook it exactly the way we did with the other one, and the results is, I think, the tenderness and the flavor.
The tenderness. And you know
flavor.
what? The crust.
The crust is good too.
It did make a difference.
Well, as I told you in the video, what happened is in here we can put the spices and let it rest, and that's what we did. We put the spices, the salt, and the peppers on it, and we let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I know, guys, I know that works. If you haven't done it, you should give it a try because that's really good. So, if we made you hungry, please hit us with the like.
Lots of likes.
Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and family, and don't forget to leave your comments down there. Have you done it like that before? Just put it down there, man. If you're a fan from the frozen one, I'm okay with that too. It was really good. If you only eat that one, it was amazing. But if you compare like that, we have a winner here.
Oh, yeah.
That's all for today, guys. But remember that. Love you.
We love you. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.
Mr. Georgie is waiting there for his
Oh,
place.
yes, he is.
Let's
Come
give it
in,
to him.
honey.
Let's go.